Yo, Gio. Make sure this shit. Oh, yeah. Oh, damn. Hold on. I thought I had the thing set up, but I didn't. There we go. Now your voice should be present. Yo.
Yo, yo, yo.
There we go. Yo, you are watching or listening to One Piece Community Hub podcast episode 2. And we got quite a lot going on this week. First of all, I want to introduce myself. This is Kahamsha. I know I've been streaming on this platform for a while, but recently a lot of my viewers or people that have been following me have never seen me before. So I just want to get that out the way real quick. My name is Kahamsha. I am a One Piece reader from 2010. Been reading for the past 13 years. I got caught up in 2012. So when I say I know enough about One Piece, I know quite enough. And right next to me, my boy, who needs no introduction. Go ahead and tell him who you are, bro.
Yeah, everyone, it's Gio_AW, the person with the greatest takes in all of One Piece history.
All of One Piece history is crazy.
Nah, I'm just trolling. But yeah, if y'all know me, I just be talking on Twitter, talking about One Piece, talking about the cinema. Greatest anime series of all time, greatest manga of all time, potentially the greatest live-action anime adaptation of all time, greatest mangaka of all time. One Piece got a lot of accolades, man.
Too many accolades at this point, honestly, bro.
Too many accomplishments.
How you been, bro? How was this past week treating you, honestly?
It's been pretty solid, to be honest. It's been all right for the most part. My fucking sidetrack, my goddamn car battery died. That was a whole
car problems. It's
yeah.
Summer going into fall, bro. It's gonna be that time of year where everybody's radiators and gas casket and all that nonsense is gonna be all messed up. If only Vegapunk was real, right?
Right, facts. I'm like, yo, endless. Make the shit, like, make my car, like, what he be doing? He got flying cars? Wait, did Egghead have cars? Did they have cars?
No, but they...
I feel like they did have
I feel like they did, but we were so distracted by all the fights that happened during Egghead that we don't even take notice. Like, think about that, bro.
Like, yo, crazy,
Oda put us in, like, the most, like, technologically advanced, like, island in the entire country, and only showcased it for, like, the first 3 chapters, and it was like, all right, that's enough. Get straight to the fighting. Like...
Literally. Another thing I did this week that was pretty crazy. I went to a One Piece card game tournament. Did I tell you that last week?
Yeah, you did tell me that last week. Yeah.
That was pretty fun. That was my first time ever going to one, and everybody there was pretty cool. The only issue is I gotta do the card game simulator app because, dude, I had no fucking idea what any cards did besides my own.
Yeah,
so, like,
bro. Yeah.
Every time we did best. We did a turn. It was like I forgot what they call it, but it's like, I guess, like, what is it? I forgot what it is, but I went 0-3 basically. I lost.
Was it a best of set?
Yeah, it was like a set thing. It's like,
gotcha.
there was like winners bracket, losers bracket.
Yeah, double elimination. Yeah, Smash had the same format.
And the last guy I went against, he was in the losers bracket with me, so he was probably the closest I got to winning because I knocked his health down to he had like 2 life cards left. He was running Nami. I was running Shanks. So I'm like, oh shit, I probably actually beat this guy, but I made a bad move toward the end. And now every card he would play, it was like, what the fuck is that? Like, I've never seen that before. But that shit was pretty fun. I want to try and be consistent with it. I don't know if I'm gonna go back to that because the one I went to is like the one I went to for that tournament was probably like 20 minutes away. I want to get something that's like a little bit closer to me. And I know you've been playing it a lot recently. Are you like trying to get into it?
Yeah, I got the cards, but mainly I've been more focused on collecting as many cards as I can. Now, like you said, card problems also been kicking my ass lately, so I haven't been able to actually buy any cards recently. Shout out to Moosey. I know he bought that we talked about this last week. That starter, not the box with Katakuri and.
He bought the whole box.
He bought the box, and I was like, if you buy the box, I'm gonna match you. And then right as I said that, like the next day, my car started having problems. I still gotta buy that box. I'm a man of my word.
The cars be knowing. They be like, oh, he bought.
I'm a man of my word, bro. I gotta buy that box eventually, but it's like 150. So I'm like, I gotta be careful how I spend that 150.
That shit is expensive.
Yeah,
really
so
expensive.
I'm not, But Moosey, if you're listening to this out there, I got you. Shout out Moosey real quick. Probably the greatest Twitter account from Belgium. I don't know any others, honestly.
You gotta be the greatest if you're the only one.
But let's get into this talk about the live action. That's first of all, I saw this earlier today. What is this I'm hearing about? They're planning on going 12 seasons with the One Piece live action. Who in their right mind?
What? Is that true?
I hope I was tripping when I seen that. I hope I was tripping when I seen that. Hold on, let me look this up real quick. Something about they want to go 12 seasons.
Did you say that?
I was like half asleep.
Yo, Anaki gonna be fucking old as shit.
OPLA.
He gonna be looking like Gart by the time
six seasons. I'm sorry, 6 seasons.
That far.
Someone was probably trying to rage bait when I saw it. So they want to go 6 seasons. They've planned for 6 seasons,
okay.
And I'm just like, realistically speaking, you can't do more than one season and more than a season a year. So we're looking 6 years minimum. They would have to be working everybody to squeeze in those 4 seasons. Like, because I know they announced season 3, in which I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, I saw that.
But how long can they go before it's like, all right, these actors are definitely aging? You know, like, and
they're gonna have. I think they're gonna have to do some like major like altering of the story to even get the shit to work, because like we saw that they were already trying to like, because like honestly, I really do question Oda's intentions when it comes to if he truly wants the One Piece story to like last week we were saying that I think that Oda has a genuine issue when it comes to like time progression in the story, because like I don't feel like Luffy, or I don't know if Oda really intended for Luffy to be accomplishing a lot of the shit that he is in like the short amount of time that he is compared to everyone else, you know? Because like for example, it took Roger damn near his whole life to become Pirate King, and at the rate that Luffy's going, he could be Pirate King by like next year, you know?
Bro,
or like characters like Blackbeard who spent their whole fucking life
that is
waiting
actually
for that
facts.
It's like I don't know if Oda intends on doing that, or if he just has a writing issue where he can't figure out a way to do it like it should be, because it's like Luffy right now, he's making these motherfuckers seem like Luffy's making everyone look ass, bro. Like he like the speed in which he does his shit, and not even just him, everyone in the Straw Hats.
Somebody Zoro, just followed me. Anji. I'm not too sure who just followed. I apologize, Gio, for cutting you off. Someone just
you're good.
Someone just followed me and no notification popped up, and that's fine. Whoever it was that just followed, I appreciate the follow. I'm about to turn off alerts for Twitch because I'm streaming on multiple platforms. So 1 second.
Oh, you gotta.
Yeah, I had a Twitch. Yeah, Twitch alert came up and it wasn't on screen, but yeah, it was loud. So I'm just like, hold on, let me mute that. It was in the middle of you talking, my fault. But go ahead, continue.
Shit, where was I at?
You're talking about yeah, go ahead.
The time thing, right? Yeah. So with the live action, I think that one thing that I view the live action, I view it as Oda's, if I could rewrite One Piece, how would I do it? Because you know he's heavily involved in it, and like there's a lot of stuff that he just has to stand on business about in regards to like how the story began. And we know that he has like a different vision today than he had back then. Like a lot of the stuff that he did during like Arlong Park or during like the Baratie, I really do believe if he could have the chance to go back and change some stuff for like how the story has turned out now, I think the live action is his version of how would I change this if I could.
Kind of like what
you know what I mean?
Kind of like what Isayama did with Attack on Titan.
Oh, did he do that?
He altered some stuff in the anime. Because by the time he finished the story, by the time he got to a certain point in the story, he knew how he wanted things to look, and he looked back at the anime and changed some things around. Like the iconic manga shot of Eren putting on his coat, the one that went viral when it first dropped. Like him looking at the sunset, and then the coat is just like in the wind or whatever. I don't know if you've ever seen that manga.
I think so.
You might remember that from. I don't know if you read. You watched it.
AOT, I watched the anime.
Okay.
I didn't.
Okay, so this is perfect. In the anime, they changed it. They did. In the manga, it was more of a, and this is before aura farming was coined. It was an aura farming moment in the manga. Like, cause like him putting his coat on. In the anime, they minimized it as he was just him putting his coat on, you know, because like Isayama was like, no, Aaron's not an aura farmer. He's somebody that's determined to do a mission. So let me change it up a little bit. So in the anime, it was more like him putting his coat on, but it wasn't such much of a big deal. Whereas in the manga, he drew that joint to look like a aura farming moment. Like, it's a fire ass panel, but it's not in the anime. So it's like him doing things like that, you know, for the sake of the story is what Isayama did. And honestly, that's a fair point. I can see like Oda making.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's why I think. Sorry for cutting you off.
Are you good?
That's why I think that Garp played such a huge role in the live action in comparison to like how it actually was during the actual East Blue anime or manga.
About to get to that. Yes, sir. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like people were giving Oda like they were sitting on live action talking about and like they were gonna do this and they're gonna do it again when season 2 comes because there's gonna be some more stuff that's different from how the anime and manga portrayed it. But people were saying like, Garp wasn't doing all this shit in the anime. Like, why they just changed over? It's like because obviously it's a different vision, and if Oda approved of it, like I don't see why it's a big issue because like we don't know whose idea that was in regards to the role that Garp played because we know that Garp is a really important character, like super important. So maybe
now,
if Oda could do, especially really. So maybe if Oda could go back, he would have Garp do exactly what he did. You know, just to have Garp be that, you know, be already as popular as he is early into the series, as opposed to like, I think we didn't really see Garp in action in the anime until like after Water 7.
It was literally
like
his first moment of action is him throwing the giant cannonball at the Straw Hats. I think that's the first time we actually see him do anything in the anime.
Yeah, we don't. Oh yeah, that's when he was still wearing that dog mask.
Yeah,
and shit, right?
but he had it
Like,
off at the time. But it was that same like moment, that same like time period. Yeah, like after.
Yeah, we didn't even know he was Luffy's we didn't know he was Luffy's grandfather or anything. And the Netflix anime the Netflix live action immediately just told us everything about him. Like
right, exactly.
You know, immediately. And I think they're gonna keep doing stuff like that. Where like they know they can't like realistically. If they're only going to be covering 8 episodes from the live action, for the adaptation, they probably can't like capture everything that all 1,000 episodes. So
we got comments.
They're going to have.
I'm being excused for not reading comments. I'm being accused.
Oh shit!
I'm being accused of that. Reading
on
comments.
What? On YouTube or
on Twitch. Jake, what's popping, bro? We know you're not reading. Yo, come on, bro. We can have a discussion first. Like, the stream just started. How you doing, bro? He said he's not gonna be here for a round. That's good. Considering you're a manga podcast, look, I'm sorry, yo, Jake, read the manga. I've been telling you, how long have I known you now? It's been like 4 years now. Read the manga, dude. It won't hurt to read the manga. You can still watch the anime. Just read the manga. No one's telling you to read spoilers or nothing. Read the manga. If you're a One Piece fan in 2025 and you've been reading and watching for more than 5-10 years, the manga literally is waiting for you. The community is waiting.
I don't know. To be honest, Kami, I kind of disagree with that.
What? You know what? Disagreement.
I feel like if you're heavy into the anime and you haven't read the manga, just stick with the anime because the anime is doing incredible right now. I think the shit that you don't know, because we might be spoiling Jake low key this.
I mean, he said that
stream.
he probably left already, but he's my IRL friend. Oh. He lives like 10 minutes away from me. So like,
okay. He's lucky, man. To not know what's happening in the anime next. I wish I could be unspoiled like that, because that shit is exciting, man.
Fuck no, you ain't even hold on. He's cooking me right now. Fuck no, you ain't even tapping to say hi to us before he started yapping. My bad, bro. My bad.
What did he say? What happened?
Word for word, he said no, because he said. We know you're not reading, and I was pretty much you heard what I was yapping about just now, and his response to all that was, "Fuck no, you ain't even tap in and say hi to us before you started yapping." You know what? That's a fair critique. I got you next week. Before we start yapping about anything One Piece, bro, I got to establish people that showed up, because I didn't really say much to people that was in chat. That's real. Hey, yo, no, for real. On the realest of reals and on the highest of keys, I will give you that. I'll give you that. Oh damn, this thing's not working right here. I was gonna give you a quick applause. Can I even do that?
What?
I got an applause sound button on set up on this joint, but it's not.
You got a soundboard?
Yeah, on my Stream Deck, but it's not working at the moment. I don't mind. So Jake replied, I don't mind reading it. It's just, it's just that. Sorry, I had an aneurysm just now. I don't mind reading it. I just won't let it be the first way. Okay. Then what would be the point of reading it then? Like if then at that point, then he said. Sorry, I was pretty much paraphrasing. Sorry, I kind of got into a little yap headspace for a second there. He's saying he wouldn't mind reading the manga, but he doesn't want the manga to be his way of receiving One Piece content first. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I'm gonna take it back 3 years because this is no longer a spoiler. When Gear 4th happened, right? Not Gear 4th. When Gear 5th happened, he prefers seeing everything first about Gear 5th through the anime, not the manga. And honestly, that's a valid argument. I cannot argue against it. Because my only argument about reading the manga and why you should be reading the manga is because you're being kept up to speed with everything. Like there's no buffer. You know what I'm saying? Once the manga drops, like boom, the manga dropped. Like the chapter dropped. That's it. This is the latest. This is currently where One Piece is at, and there's nothing past that. You know what I'm saying?
So you don't think it's the? I mean, me personally, I think the anime is the best way to experience One Piece because of the way it looks.
Fair.
Like it's the music, the way that the characters talk, the animation, it's definitely the most popular as well. Because most One Piece fans, most One Piece fans, I would assume, don't read the manga, and a lot of them that's probably the majority of people on Twitter who have us blocked or have us muted are people who try to avoid the manga,
right? And
are specifically anime only because that's how I was for the longest. That was the best way for me to experience it. I didn't really get into the manga until I got really fucking desperate after one of the episodes, and I'm like,
hold on,
bro, I gotta.
So do you know? Do you know what chapter was your first manga chapter? When it was all right,
yeah, I know exactly what it was when I was like, fuck it, I gotta get to the manga. I know exactly what it was.
I'm curious. When did you start reading the manga? Because
it was in Whole Cake. Whenever Jinbei was like,
"Yo,
Big Mom, thank you for letting me join your crew, but bitch, I'm gone."
Yo, that explains so much.
Yo, that shit is so hype, bro.
That explains so much. I didn't start reading the manga until after so the episode that had me all right, I can't keep watching. I gotta read now. Was when the Straw Hats were leaving Alabasta and they had their arms up with the X on their arms. And when I read that episode, I was like, yo, this is dope. When I watched that episode, I was like, yo, this is dope. And then the next arc started, and I'm like, oh my goodness, bro, it's gonna be another slow ride to this next arc. I'm like, I'm not doing this, dude. This anime is too slow. Where's the manga? And I started reading from Jaya.
You just stopped watching the anime?
I stopped watching the anime from the beginning of Jaya all the way to Punk Hazard. I eventually went back.
Wow,
I went back to Jaya and eventually rewatched everything for my own insanity. Because once I got caught up in the manga, I went insane. I was like, bro, what? Because when you binge One Piece, every binger can, whether it's the anime or the manga, every One Piece fan has come to this part in their One Piece journey. Period. When it was just you caught up when it's but right before that, when you're in that rush, I gotta know what happens next, I gotta know what happens next, and when you get caught up and you're like, oh damn, I don't know what happens next because I'm caught up. You know what I'm saying? That's a cool feeling, man. That was me, but it was the manga, not the anime. The very first time I got caught up in One Piece altogether was the manga. So I was like, oh, I panicked. I was like, yo.
Punk Hazard is probably the worst part.
Bro, it was right in chapter 683. Look at the last page of chapter 683 and tell me if you want that to be your tell me if you want that page to be your.
That's the one where Law chopped Virgo and
No. It wasn't even a hype chapter. It was literally a cliffhanger. It was a cliffhanger chapter, dude. It was right when Smoker and Virgo were about to fight. And at the time, I was a big Smoker fan. So seeing Smoker back in Punk Hazard, I was ecstatic. I was like, yo, Smoker's back. Let's go. Oh, you gotta wait.
I still fuck with Smoker, bro.
That's my boy.
I feel like his devil fruit is ass, though, man. His devil fruit sucks.
There's not much. I mean, I feel like Oda realized that, and that's why you don't really see much from him anymore because he's not.
You know, yeah, I don't even know how you can make it strong, man.
At this point,
he's just like, remember that one part when he was fighting Virgo,
bro?
And he's like, Virgo's like, I'm gonna just punch the smoke. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Bro. You could become a big smoke cloud, and if this nigga punches any
the smoke,
piece of the smoke,
he's like, he became a bigger target, bro. He just became a bigger target. Like, I don't want to call Smoker a bum, but he's like, he's probably
that's crazy.
Look, Smoker is like in the top conversation of devil fruit users that probably should not use their devil fruit.
Yeah, but I've been trying to figure out how Oda can make it strong.
Because it's like, I don't know, he moves around. Because think about it. What if let's think for a second. What if Luffy had, and this is literally a huge what if. What if Luffy happened to have armament hockey while he was at Logtown? Smoker would have got washed.
Smoker can't. That's why Smoker was in the East Blue. He was bullying rookies. Go to the new world and try that shit. Go to the new world and try that shit. See what happens. That shit will not fly in the new world. It'll beat his ass.
Oh my god.
I think it was in the new world, bullying like fucking. Who was he fucking with?
Yo, babes.
He didn't want to be there with crocodile. He was like, I don't want to fucking crocodile.
Who's calling me babes in chat? Who is this? I don't know that name. Kip Cass from YouTube. Don't know who that. I'm gonna ignore that for now, unless it's my actual girl. And I don't know who that is. I'm gonna ignore the trolls until I get further confirmation. Nah, Smoker. The thing about Smoker, like he is somebody just followed, didn't they? No, never mind. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm sorry. So the thing about Smoker, I don't think, in order for him to become relevant in the story, Oda would have to do some insane power creep and give the dude like hockey.
Yeah, he would have. It would have to be. It would be an ass pull. I mean, he has hockey, but just not like the advanced version. That's why I think Oda just, I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know what. I remember during Egghead, there was this theory where like Smoker is a super soldier, Vegapunk making him stronger. Like, no, if he ain't doing that, he's kind of cooked.
Gabolito, welcome to the chat, bro. Shout out to
Is this Smoker a vice admiral though?
He is a yes. Smoker is a vice admiral.
I think Smoker might just like in-game Smoker. He might just be that character who like he's never gonna be that strong. Like he's solid. You know, like he was a great like rival for like East Blue Luffy, but like I think Luffy just like fucking he just has so far surpassed him that like trying to have him catch up with him is just way too much work.
Like and honestly, Smoker felt like, and I made a whole video about this. His sole purpose felt like just to chase Luffy around the East Blue. He didn't feel like he was a character that
like
was
he's not Luffy's garb.
No, he's not. And honestly, had Smoker stayed in the East Blue, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't have been upset about Smoker. Because there's tons of East Blue. Matter of fact, there are tons of arc exclusive characters that we still love, even though they were only there for that said character. For that same arc, I mean. Like, look at Wiper. Wiper is, to this day, one of my favorite side characters in the entire story.
Wiper, remember Paulie?
Paulie from Water 7?
Paulie was fucking dope as hell. Yeah, I fuck with Paulie heavy.
I forget his name. The chief from Nami's hometown with all the scars all over him. I forgot his name.
Shit, I forgot his name too.
I forgot his name, but I've always liked him like as a character.
Yo, like, they fucked that nigga up.
Yo.
I haven't seen a character look that fucked up.
My man ran into Edward Scissorhands, and I was like, Oda just wanted an excuse to draw somebody with all them scars. I'm
right, like that shit, Jesus, man.
Like that, honestly, that dude that was probably foreshadowing of Oda saying, people gonna go through all this messed up stuff and still live.
Yeah,
like
all them hit markers.
Because I was like, how the heck you take all that and you're still alive?
They sliced and diced his ass.
They ran his ass through a blender, dude. Oh my goodness. Okay. Speaking of One Piece live action, I didn't even get to the actual topic. But before we get into that, let me look at some comments real quick. He doesn't blind people, doesn't suffocate them, he doesn't smoke stuff. It's almost like he's just there to show us Logia. I said that. Hang on, nah.
Wait, who
Jake said that about Smoker. Yes, dude. In my video, I pretty much said that. It felt like he was introduced because here's the thing about Smoker. He was the very first Logia in the story. I feel like everyone forgets that. Like it's very easy to forget that he was the very first Logia. Because think about when you first get into One Piece, when you get to Locktown, you're like, yo, this guy's body's made of smoke. How am I supposed to fight that? I can't fight that. And then now it's like, bro, who can't fight that? You know what I mean? So it's like it was like he was only there just to show off the power, and then that was it. But for some odd reason, Oda kept him up until Marineford, and then up until Punk Hazard just to be a punching bag.
Yeah. Like, I mean, for most characters can't really deal with Smoker. It's just anyone who's like in the New World or like higher. Like anyone with hockey, anyone who has hockey can fuck him up. But most characters they can't deal with him because Logias are broken. Like just like generally speaking.
Kami should let me in for real. Nah, bro, this is not right now at least. I'm still gotta set up the guest speaker thing. I know I said I'm gonna do guest speakers, but I gotta set up roles in the Discord so that I'm not flooded with stupid, you know.
Who was that? Who was that? When they get
that was Brick. I think you met Brick.
Oh.
I think Brick. Yeah, that's one of my. That's a Kami viewer right there. He's not even here for One Piece. He came over from the Smash community. I think he's just a. If I were to say I had if anybody I would have said that I probably have a fan, like probably like a fan of mine, it would probably be Brick. That's my boy right there. But I don't like saying I don't like using the word fan though. That feels very condescending and egotistical. But nah.
Especially after what Kendrick said about that word. Yeah, freaky ass nigga.
Yeah, that song still slaps. That song still slaps.
I love that. Man.
So, the season 2 trailer for the live action, I gotta rewatch it. I didn't watch it too much because I don't like. I'm not a theory. Well, it depends on what the theory is. The trailer is. But the second trailer for the live action dropped this week, and honestly,
Wait, so you said you haven't seen it?
I have seen it. The second trailer.
Okay.
I really hope the hype that was generated from the last season didn't make the producers complacent. If you know what I mean. Like, I don't want because first of all, I don't want anyone to think that I'm not for or against the live action of One Piece. I'm for in the sense that it will bring people to the general story of One Piece altogether, but I'm not for it to be for it to be better than the anime or for it to be an alternative of the anime. You know what I'm saying? But I also don't want it to be bad. Like straight up, I don't want it to be
because if it's bad, you're gonna have these dickheads on Twitter farming hate.
Right.
The niggas who were silent whenever the first season was good, they're gonna be the ones, because One Piece has a lot of haters who are just jealous because their favorite anime is not One Piece. There are a lot of people who are gonna be trying to compare it to Dragon Ball Evolution and shit like that, and they gonna be because that's what I was most afraid of with the first season.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you're gonna give haters some way to farm
ammo. They're gonna give ammo, bro. It was ammo waited to be loaded, bro. It was just ammo sitting there waiting to be loaded. This music is getting loud. What the hell?
Yeah, that shit is gonna just piss me off, man. Because I'm like, I just don't want to see these fucking tweets going viral. People just shitting on One Piece, the live action. Matt Owens left too, right? You know that the original director left. Or the producer, whatever he was.
That doesn't sit well with me.
And I'm like,
now
that's now
it's not a good sign because now it's just some corporate replacement sitting there.
Yeah, they were talking about, he's just taking a break. I'm like, I don't want to hear it. I'm not trusting. Whenever someone leaves, I feel like whenever someone leaves a project, do not listen to what anyone says as to why. But just take it for what it is. He left. For whatever reason, he was the guy that everyone was just gassing up, he's a real One Piece fan. He knows everything about the series. He's the only one who he talked to Oda. He was the guy who got Oda to sign the contract with Netflix,
right?
And he left, regardless of why he did leave. He left, and that's a horrible sign.
Horrible sign, bro. And honestly, even if there is something to salvage, to salvage with what's left behind. the final product is never going to measure up. Because, matter of fact, nobody knows this more than Star Wars fans. Because when Star Wars Force Awakens came out in 2015, it wasn't bad. It wasn't a great movie, but it wasn't bad either. I can still go back and watch that movie. But then the original, I forgot his name. The original director left, and then he was replaced by another director. The second movie comes out. The Last Jedi came out.
J.J. Abrams.
J.J. Abrams. So it was J.J. Abrams was the first director, and then the second director was something Ryan Johnson.
Oh, okay. There was
Something
the same.
like
That was the same situation with the Justice League movie, where Zack Snyder directed the whole shit. He directed. Zack Snyder did Man of Steel. He did Batman vs Superman, and then he wanted to do the third one, but he had like a personal family issue, and he left. Then they had the guy from the first Avengers movie direct his movie with his scenes and shit. Then the movie came out and it was horrible. So then they made the Snyder cut, and that was good. But it's like y'all couldn't wait,
Right.
And it's like y'all put out that piece of shit, and it basically the one that they had because they couldn't wait. They basically fucked over that whole Snyderverse thing. So now we got the new DC or whatever. But it's like all because they couldn't be a little bit more patient, and it's just like the whole universe is cooked because of it.
It's really irritating when things take that route, because it's like you said, the level, so not level, the lack of patience to actually take the time to create a craft, regardless of how long it takes. Because look, the first 10 years of the MCU are considered the greatest cinematic experience because they took their time.
Yeah, it was incredible.
They took their time.
It was good,
with
bro.
all the characters, with each movie, and even though it's like, we gotta watch the next movie. By the time Endgame came out, you felt the weight of all 20-something movies.
All worth it.
It was all worth it. It was all worth it.
You were there since OG Iron Man.
Yeah.
2008.
Hell yeah, I was there for that, bro. I had just turned 13. I was definitely there for that, bro. Excuse me. Oh man. And then making it all the way to 2019. Make it all the way to 2019, bro.
Yeah, that's the greatest. That's the greatest run in cinematic history, right there, man. Greatest run in cinema
Lady
history.
Midnight,
right
hi. I had to make sure. I had to make sure your girl gets the hi, because
Hello, Midnight.
People, if she doesn't know, if you don't know that she's here, then it's
I'm
gonna look
not
bad on
even
me.
looking at
It's gonna look bad on me. Exactly. It's gonna look bad on me. So yeah, your girl's in chat, my boy. Like, oh man, can't relate. I stopped watching those movies. I just watched Spider-Man and X-Men for real. Yo, Jake, I love you 100%, but you prove in different ways why I should probably hate you.
Yo,
dude, I love this dude, bro.
I want to see Marvel's X-Men.
I do too. But
Marvel gave us their Fantastic Four. That shit was better than every Fantastic Four movie ever before that. So I'm like, I want to see y'all X-Men.
I still gotta see some Fantastic Four. I feel like I'm.
Man, that movie was amazing, dude. That's the best Fantastic Four movie ever. And I know the bar was in hell before this, but they put that motherfucker so high that only they.
The bar
was in hell, man. Fox fumbled that shit 3 or 4 times?
I'll say 2 times because the first one was good. No, the first one was good. The first one was good. The second one.
Do you know there was one before the one they ever did? They had like a prototype for one that you can see like images of that was like in like the early 90s or some shit, and they just never released it.
That is actually, I did not know that. I'm being schooled.
The motherfuckers was 0-3, bro. They was me at that fucking One Piece tournament the other day.
That's crazy. You know what's funny? And I know I've been semi spoiled of because some images of the movie have made it to the internet, but I know in the second. Here's when I knew Fox messed up. When I first seen the second Fantastic Four movie, the one that had the Silver Surfer in it, when he was talking about Galactus is coming, and it was a giant cloud, bruh, my freaking 12-year-old brain didn't realize that was a retcon. That I'm over here like, oh, a cloud, cool. It was like probably like 5 years later, like when I was like 16, 17 years old, when I started looking at comics and whatnot, I seen that Galactus was supposed to be like an actual like giant alien type thing. And I'm like, wait. What else did these movies mess up? That I don't know about.
Yeah, I don't. It must have. And it's like it's not like it's a thing to where like they didn't have the technology to do it because like Silver Surfer looked good in that movie.
Oh yeah, he looked
So it's like it was just like it was a directorial decision where they just chose against having a full grown
It's
Galactus.
kind
I
of the
don't
same
know
way how
understand why.
they were against the X-Men having their colors. They're all wearing black spandex
Yeah,
or
they
black
just
leather. I
fucking
mean,
wearing like everyone was wearing a leather
yeah,
jacket.
leather jackets. Yeah, that joke goofy. Which is why I laughed so hard when they made the joke about that in X-Men '97. There was a joke. So you remember we're off the rails right now, but I do not care.
They're hella off. Holy shit.
Remember in the first X-Men movie when they were in the helicopter and then Logan was like, "Why are we wearing this?" And then freaking Cyclops says, "Why were you expecting yellow spandex?" Which is a shot at the comics for Wolverine wearing that bright yellow outfit, right? It was funny back
Like
then.
20 years
later. 20 years later, bruh. Hold on. 20 years later. Have you seen X-Men '97, the cartoon?
No.
Bro, listen to this. On the last episode of X-Men '97, there's a you know Cable from Deadpool 2?
Yeah,
Okay.
the time travel.
Yeah. So Cable is like they get Cable to help him out, right? And he's all right. And then Cyclops is like, all right, good. Now suit up. He throws the suit over at Cable. Cable catches it. And then it's like the colorful X-Men costume. You know the yellow and blue that they always wear?
Yeah.
And he's like, you want me to wear this? And then Cyclops says, why were you expecting black leather? Bruh, I paused the show so fast.
That's hard as fuck.
I paused the show so fast. Because I caught the joke.
That's fire.
Bro, but like a week before the show came out, I freaking went on an X-Men binge spree and I watched like 7 of the X-Men movies. So that memory was fresh in my mind. So when he said that, I was like, there's no way they wrote that joke into this thing and took a shot at Fox. I was like, that is hilarious. I was like, that is actually...
It's amazing to be able to catch on to that shit without someone telling you that it's
right,
that kind of a
right. That's not what I am, though. Because X-Men came out in 2001.
Get it? Yeah, it's a classic reference.
Really good reference.
It's nice.
All right, let's get back on track here, though. I know... What else did we have to talk about? The VV race drama. I didn't get too involved in this. I know you had a tweet that banged off of this, I think.
This went crazy.
Yeah,
they were.
Yeah, it was happening while I was at work. The first half of the week is usually my slowest of the week when it comes to Twitter, which is very funny because I feel like that's when I get like my tweets bang the most, like in the beginning of the week. I don't know how that works. But let me see if I can find the tweet. Oh, I love this song so much. Alright, fuck it. Let me see. Freaking the VV drama. Here's my thing. What country would Alabasta be in if it was in the real world?
I don't know. Would it be Egypt? That's what I'm assuming because everyone
I'm guessing like Egypt, like definitely a Middle Eastern area. There has to be a desert.
Sure.
Like there has to be like definitely Egypt.
Somewhere in Africa.
Right. So now we could just say Oda is just being ignorant for having Vivi skinned a certain way, but because I see the argument for both sides. I really don't see why there's discourse. To be real with you, there shouldn't be discourse because there's a valid reason for both sides. Yeah, you want to stick to the original content of the original continuity of the story. Vivi looks white with blue hair. Make the actress white with blue hair.
Yeah, fair. that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're good. That I could lean into. I could agree with if you're strictly using that as a if you're strictly believing in the continuity side of things. You know what I'm saying? Like the continuity side of things. If you want to argue that Vivi should be dark skinned because she lives in a literal desert, like that's what Alabaster's in, that is also a very valid argument. Like it should not be looked at as a very taboo thing that Vivi has dark skin. So I'm just like, well, and this goes back to what I said earlier. This is the live action adaptation, not replacement, not alternative. You know, this is something to like replace the anime, right? It's kind of like when Lion King came out with the live action Lion King, and people were like, "Oh my goodness, I don't like the live action Lion King. It looks too realistic." Then go back and watch the cartoon. It's not gonna be taken away from you. You know what I'm saying?
The cartoon's still there,
it's still there. So it's like I don't see why there's discourse. But that's nothing.
That's why with my tweet when I was like, I don't know if people were expecting there to be a white girl. It's 'cause I wasn't like people were saying that I was being racist toward Arabics, and I'm like, no. Vivi's Arabic, right? Or Vivi, I don't know her nationality. I don't know if she's Arabic or what. But if you look at Vivi in the anime, you're gonna think she's a white girl because that's what she looks like. Just like that's what I'm like. So I don't know if people were thinking that she was gonna look how she looks in the anime, like in the live action. But I'm like, well, she's in a, she's in a like you're saying, she's in a country where like you have to be brown skinned because of the sun is blazing on you. And yeah, they depicted her as Indian, right? But I'm like. This is a completely different thing, but Indians get a lot of racism. Like
I honestly never understood it. I've never understood it.
Toward Indians, they're fucking crazy, man. Like they get a lot of it, and I'm just like I'm not racist toward anyone. I don't support racism toward anyone at all. Like I'm not that kind of person. So
I hate you because I hate you.
Exactly. Whenever I see that shit, I'm just like, yo, like. I don't support any of that fucking, the racism that they get at all in general.
And you know what? It's very... sorry to cut you off. Go ahead. Continue. My fault. Go ahead.
You're good. And at the end of the day, it's Oda's vision. Like Oda, they say she's handpicked by Oda, right? That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true, but this is another situation of the Garp thing where I look at it like this. This is Oda generally just choosing to alter his story based on his current vision. If he at one point believed something in the past and he changed his mind recently, then he has every right to have Vivi Indian if that's what he believes. Now, if something comes out later on where they're like, well, Oda didn't really agree with it, but Netflix has their do their little what they call it, their little like try to make everybody feel included, then I'm like, okay, well now we have an issue. But if this is what Oda chose to do based on the character, then fact of the matter is, it is what it is. Right. Vivi's Indian, like,
and it was crazy. We're talking about a story that is heavily has a heavy emphasis on racism and how racism is an absurd idea. Yet, tons of its fans still seem to get the point. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say One Piece taught me that racism is a bad thing, but it definitely helped like apply that into the real world. Because the thing about when you learn about racism in school, you just learn about events that happened like in the past, like very famous events. But like those are just events that got reported. They're not things that really, what the hell? I don't care about Oculus, boy. My fault. I had an update pop on my screen. But like learning how to identify racism in a real world setting, or like in an environment like that reminds you that, hey, this is a real thing that people don't see all the time. Like it's kind of like when you're walking down the street and somebody's getting like mugged in the alleyway, like no one sees it happening. You have the option to either go in there and do something about it, or you can just keep walking and their day continues. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how racism is kind of depicted in One Piece, where it's like you see it all the time throughout every single arc, but like it's not like I feel like I'm losing my point when I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. But like it's presented in a passive way, and sometimes brought up into the surface in like to kind of like, damn, I feel like I'm yapping. I can't really get this out.
You're good.
I feel like I'm yapping, bro. I can't get it's on the tip of my tongue. Pause.
I know what you're saying. It's like people are giving the energy that One Piece wants or try so hard to portray in his manga that's like it's negative. Like you don't want to be. Yeah. You're giving Celestial Dragon energy with this bullshit, man.
Like, no, for real. Like that's perfect. Honestly,
I don't understand why it matters. I guess it's this situation where people see themselves represented in the characters, and someone who's Arabic, they might be like, oh well, you know, kind of like us with Usopp, right? Like Usopp is black.
Right.
Like, oh, Usopp is similar to us. He's Usopp is a nigga. You feel me? Like, and it's like with that, people look at, you know, Vivi and like, oh shit, Vivi's Arabic. Vivi's one of us. And it is kind of frustrating, I guess, if our perspective, the anime came out and was like Usopp. Yo, imagine they got fucking Tom Holland play Usopp. Like, yo, motherfuckers would be crashing the fuck out. Yeah, I get it. I
get it. No, for real.
Yeah. From that perspective, I understand. But
when you tell me that Oda picked the character, I'm just like, whoa, who's gonna tell him no? Yeah, like, who's gonna tell? Like, you gonna tell him no?
Toei be holding us like no tomorrow with Usopp too. They already. Toei been making Usopp lighter than Luffy.
Bruh, nah, look. Remember when Egghead started and they were saving Bonnie out of the water eddy? And you see Usopp, like his skin was damn near the same color as Robin's. And I was like, oh, what is going on, bro? I was like, what is going on, bro? I was like, this shit.
They have Usopp looking like a fucking mime, bro. I'm like, we get it, damn.
I'm not one to get upset about like the race bending or the colors like swapping of skin in anime or not, because like I said, I've been reading the manga for 10 years, so like I see all of them as just like black and white images when I think about individually. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to literally go and watch the anime for me to get that vibrant feel that everyone else gets, because I'm so used to reading the manga, you know, the black and white pages like week to week. So when I see Usopp, it throws me off even more, but I don't really. It just makes me laugh, because I'm sitting here like, you mean to tell me?
I feel like Toei does that shit. That's the one thing that I genuinely believe that Toei does that shit to spite the live action. I'm not gonna lie.
You think so?
Like, I genuinely believe that they do that shit despite the live action. Hello?
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, why would that? Well. Because
it's like
wait. I see what you're saying, because the live action is an American product. It's not.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
And it's like we were saying before.
I had to think about it. Yeah. I had to think about it for a second.
It's Shueisha and it's Netflix, and the anime is Shueisha and Toei.
Right. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like they're like, oh well, our Usopp, he's not black. Our Usopp not black. He said, I know black. I know black. I know black. I know Dominican. I know black.
Stop.
I know black. I know black.
Yo, stop, bro. If that was yo, what type of agenda piece am I listening to, dude? Yo, that would actually be funny if that was their whole reason. And honestly, people have been blowing that whistle for so long. People have been blowing that whistle for so long, bro.
And anime in general has horrible black representation. Like, they're really, and it's just a thing with Japan. I don't know what it is with them and black people, but they oftentimes do not like representing us in general.
It's like they have to be.
Totally doing this shit is not making it any better.
And it's like in order for them to be represented like properly in any medium, it has to be like explicitly stated, like in their introduction. Character is from, I'll just say like. No, I'll say ethnicity, black, you know, like African American, that's black or whatever, or they'll say some lore drop like, oh yeah, my parents came from blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? So then I was like, all right, now we have this color, this guy's skin dark. God damn it. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. You know what I'm saying?
Now you gotta find an animation studio that's willing to animate.
Right. And if it's not stated, it's like, well, this character is supposed to be black, sir. I don't know, man. Look at the hair. Like, the nose is kind of thin.
Like, you know, I've seen a black person.
Like, touch him up a little bit. Touch it up like 3 degrees every 30 episodes, and people won't notice it. And then, like, you know, 10 years down the line, you get Usopp, whose skin is like bright as hell, bro. Like
a white man.
It really blows, because, like I said, back when I dropped the anime back in Alabasta, Usopp was like a fairly light skin. Like, in terms of like nigga light skin. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't dark. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's why every time Toei adapts Usopp, people do not let them. People like oftentimes shit on them consistently, because it's just like it's a contingency that's going to continue to exist with the series. Kind of like how, like, you know, Viz calls Zoro Zolo, and people don't let him live that shit down
so much, bro.
Like, yeah, it's the same thing with the Usopp thing, and you can't. you can't like just try to ignore it because it's going to continue to exist, and it exists for a valid reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's just people just don't like it, you know.
I hate Zolo, honestly, though.
Yeah, me too. That's why I don't read Viz.
Is that really his official? Is that really his official name?
Right, bro. But
that's not his
no,
official
his name is
translation.
Zoro.
So why they keep it as Zolo?
Because they just standing on business because they got the L's and R's wrong back in like 1997. And they're like, well, fuck
I be reading the official, like, because, you know, I'm more of a, I mean, I read the official only for context purposes. Mm-hmm. But like when it comes to like when I was binging it, I was reading scans because, you know, that's what came out first.
Yeah, me too. I was reading. I
was reading scans. I'll still read the scans. Yeah, but like I only go to the official if something doesn't make sense or if the translations are just obviously bad. But like in the scans, it's always been Zoro. I'm just like, yeah, like and
they call Fishman Neptunian and Merfolk.
Really?
Like, what the fuck are we doing, bro? That shit's ugly, man.
Oh, I'm happy. I'm a scan reader. Merfolk sounds racist.
No one calls them that either.
Merfolk sounds. I don't know why, but Merfolk sounds racist as hell.
Merfolk. Yo, the live action don't call them that. The anime don't call them that. Like, why the fuck is the Viz saying Merfolk?
Merfolk
Come
sounds
on,
wild,
no one
bro.
says that shit besides y'all.
Merfolk sounds so wild. That sounds so racist.
It's just they have like certain terms that's just different. I'm like, Viz, what the fuck, man?
Oh man. Speaking of the scans, chapter 1157 came out, and I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't really have much hype about this chapter outside the lore drop we got from Rocks. I'm a personally.
When they were like listing his feats?
Yeah, that was the only part of the chapter that kind of got me. And I think I got a banger off of that too, because I was like, he was the original Pirate King, and then people decided.
Yeah, and I think we were talking about that last week.
I said that last week. Yeah, you said it last week.
Oda's
yeah.
making it much more like when he was like, you know, it wouldn't be an overstatement to suggest this was the era of Rocks. Like,
I'm just like, bro, it's literally in the writing. Like, this was his era.
Sure.
Like, and with what you said last week, he literally had his own island where he was not dubbed the king, but he was, you know, the kind of like the agreed upon leader of all the pirates there, and they wanted to become an official island. And you were like, that's literally the Pirate King. Like,
yeah, they were calling him the Pirate King, I bet. Because if he or like at least the people on Hachinoso were probably referring to him as the Pirate King. Mm-hmm. If they had any like respect for him, though, pirates are, you know, I don't know if they would have, but if that's his kingdom and he's the king, he's the Pirate King. But what I think it is, I can't wait to because now I've been thinking about it more. Because I remember last week we were saying like, you know, Whitebeard got his $2 billion. Whitebeard probably got his bounty or like got one hell of a start after the God Valley incident because his like initial association with Rocks is probably what skyrocketed him as a pirate, right? Mm-hmm. And I think the same thing happened with Garp and Roger, where like the God Valley incident is basically what made careers, you know, like that shit. Rocks going down there made careers for these niggas, man. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I like to think about it as like what happened with Kid, Law, and Luffy after Onigashima. Where like everyone came out of that shit with the,
and they all came out with their $3 million bounty. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's the same thing with God Valley, where like Roger came out as like the future Pirate King. Garp came out as the hero of the Marines. I'm sure like anyone who survived that shit, they came out as like the top dogs, you know, Big Mom, Whitebeard.
Yeah, you actually kind of make a lot of sense because that's when
Rock
Kaido got his devil fruit. Niggas, yeah. Damn, bro, they really put a 20v1 on his ass.
They probably did.
They put a 20v1. They probably no. I'm not thinking about it. They probably no. The history books probably. Hold on. What if the reason they erased him from memory or from history was it because Rocks was so evil? But it was because the world government would have had to admit to relying on the help of pirates. Because what if in reality whatever we get, if we ever get the God Valley, the God Valley flashback, what if in reality we get more info about something that goes on over there, and the betrayal of Rox is not just, Garp and Roger defeating him, but him getting stabbed in the back by everyone that was there. Not just well, minus maybe Whitebeard and Kaido, because I don't see Whitebeard and Kaido doing that, but I could definitely see Big Mom doing that. I could definitely see John doing that. Shiki, most definitely I could see him doing that. Silver Axe, I could definitely see him doing something like that. What were the other two guys? The head of the mafia, the dude from West Blue. I forgot his name.
I have no idea what that guy's name. I know there was a Choco.
But
I just got a Capone dad.
Because here's my thing. In Wano, Kaido said all pirate alliances end in betrayal. And I don't think that was Oda throwing that line away. I'm pretty sure that, like I think you said this last week. Kaido witnessed it happen at God Valley. And I'm pretty sure Rox was defeated not because of the efforts of Garp and Roger, but more so of the added effort from the Rox pirates that betrayed him. And it was just something that they just could not, they just could not report on. So there's probably a whole bunch of pirates that that are dying out right now, starting with Whitebeard and Kaido and Big Mom, because they're all old as hell now. They're all like, and half of them like are dead now. They probably know what really happened at God Valley. Like Roger, and that's probably that would add to the reason as to why Garp did not take the Vice Admiral, because he knows he's falsely taking the credit.
He didn't like the hero of the Marines.
Yeah, like the whole hero of the Marines thing. Like he's falsely taking the credit. Now that's just my theory. That I'm just kind of spitballing right on the spot, because this whole 20v1 thing, it started to make sense. They probably had to jump his ass. There was
they for sure. Yeah, because the way that Rox is moving, we've never, well, to my knowledge, we've never seen another character like move how he's moving in this era. Where like he's gathering the strongest people in the world and having them come together to like take down the world government. Like that threat. There is no threat that's like that in the series.
Right. And
like everyone else, they just like make crew off of like their own, like Big Mom's like, oh, it's my kids. Shanks is like, oh, these are my friends. Luffy's, oh, these are my friends.
He was literally the Yonko, but like just by himself. Like it was just him.
Definitely.
Definitely. It was just him. Like there was no other pirate that, and that adds to what Kaido was trying to do. This dude Kaido idolized Rock, so he was trying to do the same thing. But
what's funny that I just thought about right now?
What's up?
The closest thing to anyone matching what Rox was able to build with the Rox pirates is the 7 warlords.
Wait, repeat that.
Whereas it's just like 7 pirates who are famous that fly under the world government banner. Did they get this shit from Rox? Because that's low-key how he made his crew. He just gathered like the most famous pirates in the world, right? It was like, you want to just join my squad?
Oh,
it seems very similar.
So out of spite if that was their answer. Like the world, like, oh, Gio, you might have came up with something. Hold on. So you mean to tell me they might have, like, in order to prevent somebody like Rox ever rising ever again, they came up with the warlord system using his exact system.
Ooh. I didn't even think about it like that. Damn. Well, look, maybe they was like, yo, you can't get these niggas to fly under our banner.
Oh my god.
They're under our banner.
Oh my god, hold on. Did we just cook something? No, time out. Hold on, because that makes so much sense, because I don't think there's ever been any history, unless in this flashback we're currently in, Oda starts dropping warlords that existed back then we can throw the whole thing out the window. But as far as I know, the warlords are a relatively new system under the.
Weren't they? Yeah, they were pretty. They were during like Sengoku era, Garp era, like post Rocks.
Yo.
So maybe their answer to prevent it was to preemptively gather the most famous pirates in the world, so that they wouldn't be any left for someone else.
Hold on. Let me take a step back real quick and read some of these comments from Drake, because that was actually. I'm gonna have to look into that, Gio. I think we just cooked something up.
That was me spitball like you just was, man.
Hey, no, I think we just cooked something up with that one. Well, mainly you. It was mainly you. It was mainly you, though. It was mainly you.
Word that shit right. Word that shit better than I did. That's a banger tweet.
Oh, man. All right, so Jake earlier said some stuff. I'm not complaining. Usopp, don't put that on me. Usopp has never been white in Egghead. Usopp has never been more white in Egghead. Bro, yeah, it's absurd. Like, it's killing me.
It's something in the air in Egghead that got motherfuckers skin pigmentation.
My man stepped out of Wano and then into the snow, and suddenly all his melanin was just gone. It made no sense.
Yo, the clouds in Egghead absorb melanin.
Jake also said, you know, the same people that talk about Usopp ignore Nico, or will say Nico was in the desert, so she's tan. See, the thing about Nico Robin, though, the Nico Robin was supposed to be white. Like, Oda had Nico colored in the past before the time skip, and her skin color was. That's why it always confused me. Whenever I went and watched the anime and I saw Nico's skin color was kind of tan. I didn't care about it, but I'm just like, I thought she was white. Whatever. And then the time skip happened and they corrected it, and now we're actually getting her actual skin color. And I say actual in the terms of what Oda envisioned, because at the end of the day, it's his story and there's nothing we can do about it. If Oda wanted to have Nico Robin have a freaking third eye in the forehead this entire time, he would have. So like, there's nothing we can do about it. That was a crazy comparison, but it is what it is.
It's crazy how you can say that, and that can actually be something.
I know, but immediately thought about sugar. Immediately thought about sugar. I was like, it was a crazy comparison, but it wasn't far fetched. Like, it wasn't like out of the realm of possibility. Oh, that would have been that would have been crazy though. Robin had a third eye though, because she'd be able to read the poneglyph without even. But she can't read the poneglyphs already, so be like, oh my god, bro! It's so you can connect two random dots in one piece and make a theory, and it'd be stupid. Like, let's see. I like to think it could be three-way between Roger, Marines, and the Rocks, and Rocks. I mean, if there's a three-way fight between, I'm guessing replacing Marines with Garp, I can see a three-way fight happening, but then it breaks out into them jumping them. That's you know, it's possible. I like the theory of Ross getting people through Davy back fights. Yeah, the Davy back fight being brought back was that was a W moment in the last chapter, knowing that Davy back fight is like actually like an essential part of the story now, not just some long leg gag. Because I remember for the longest time, Foxy. Yeah, for the longest time it was a gag arc.
So long.
It was a gag arc.
Yeah.
Where can I read the latest chapter? I got you. Hang on,
bro. TCB got it, but I'm not about to go. I'm not about to go on their website and get the links. So I get hit with 80,000 ads.
You're good. I'm about to pull up a link on my computer.
Yo, them TCB ads be brutal, man.
Them what?
I don't got ad blocker, so like I've written this shit on my phone.
Oh, I got a VPN and a damn antivirus, so I don't be getting ad blockers too crazy. They still come in every now and then, but they're not too crazy.
Their ads are fucking nuts, man.
Yeah, there's one time. That's why I stopped doing live reactions, bro. Because that was one time I popped it. I was watching the joint. I scrolled down, bro. All you saw was his titties, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Just straight porn.
I was like, "What is up with this?" I was like, "Hell no, bro."
I had this one ad that whenever I clicked the link to go to the fucking website, it just redirected me. You know how like normally like with those, it'd be like, "Oh, we gonna redirect you, but we gonna keep your shit like in a separate tab, though." You know?
Mm-hmm.
That shit just took the whole website and just changed that bitch. I was like, damn, I've never seen one like this before. It just took me from the website itself. The website wouldn't even like, that shit just took me off the whole website. I'm like, do y'all really want this? Like, y'all want niggas just to leave the website entirely?
Like, actually, yeah, that's what I couldn't like, after a while with scans, I had to start getting those apps where the scans get uploaded automatically. But those apps, they're far and few. They don't really be they don't be lasting either. So that's why eventually I just ended up paying for Viz. I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Yeah, the only reason why I paid for Viz is so I could go back and read like older chapters. Like, because I be trying to, you know how I be tweeting, December 2006, One Piece chapter, blah 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 blah, pages, yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying? I'll post like a moment that happened in the One Piece manga. Like I legit just get the pages from straight off of his. So like, but like finding those pages in good quality without the viz is kind of
no way.
Yeah, is exactly, bro. So I'm just like, you know what?
You gonna find some bullshit.
Yeah, I'd be finding some
it's like a good quality, but you don't know what for the fuck translation.
Right, bro. And then watch it be one of them pages that got the stupid red circles on them. Yo, those red circles memes, bro.
Them niggas are annoying.
The red circle memes need to stop. Yo, look, man. I'm talking to like those.
And maybe y'all dumb as hell.
Look, I love the Twitter One Piece community, but y'all need to stop with the red circle stuff. Like that thing is.
Yeah, that shit ain't gonna never stop.
That thing is gotta go. It gotta go. It gotta go.
The early 2000s.
If I see that Zunisha and what's her face Kuina picture one more time, dude. I've been seeing that picture for the past 7 years.
You ever seen the one with Akainu and Grandpa Max?
No, I haven't seen that one. No.
That shit is hilarious because Akainu, for some reason, looks really similar to Grandpa Max from Ben 10.
Wait. I have seen this joint, bro. I have seen this joint. No, some of them are funny though, but after a while, it was like, cause some of them legit, like the Mihawk and Shaki, Mihawk, Shaki, and Rayleigh one, especially lately, like the whole idea that he might be their kid is kind of crazy. That'd be wild.
Apparently that theory, I don't know, people are trying to say the theory is dead, but I'm not too convinced.
If it's dead, it's dead, but the timeline is not entirely lining up.
Yeah, but it's like Mihawk was like born a year before they were together or some
like
shit.
That.
Allegedly, we don't know if Rayleigh and we don't know if they was already messing around. We don't know.
Right. Because she already knew Rayleigh's name and all that.
Yeah, so like one thing I know, bro. Whenever the motherfuckers come through talk about this can't be true. It was a year. Like you didn't like the theory already. You know, like anyone who already didn't like the theory, they're gonna be the first motherfucker to say that shit.
Right.
Anybody who was a fan of the theory, they're gonna try to find a way around it. So it's always about who do and who don't like it. You know.
That's why and honestly, I feel like we've reached a point in the story where the theories are just going to get more and more ridiculous because the end is near.
Yeah.
And 99% of them are going to be just spitballs that don't stick because there's no more, like we're running out of track, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like the dots that can be connected are going to get more and more obvious as we get to the end.
Fact.
So it's like it's kind of like what Udaron. Like they're like kind of like why he quit. Well, he quit doing theories because of what Oda said, but I feel like that would have happened eventually.
Crazy.
Which I know I think is just wild. That he did that. Yeah. But I think at a certain point, like as we get closer to the end of the story, theories are going to start ruining the story for people.
Yeah.
And I'm at the point where the only theories I'm invested in are the ones that have been around for like 10, 15 years that have not been debunked yet. They haven't been proven yet, but they haven't been debunked yet. Like,
especially when it comes to the motherfuckers that be like, "Oh, I'm a Japanese translator. I know how to speak the same language that Oda's speaking." Like, okay, well now you got an inherent advantage on top of being a theorist. Nobody can even really disagree with you because
right.
I mean I don't speak Japanese. You know?
Oh man, but the theory, like, how do you feel? Like, how do you feel about the crocodile being Luffy's mom theory?
Yo, that theory is hilarious. I like it. I like it a lot because it's just it's so goofy and it gives Oda a way to like have Luffy's mom still be alive and not just kill her off like he would do. I think it's that girl from that one flashback though.
That'd funny as hell because that'd be Luffy beat the shit out of his mom.
Yo, Luffy beat the fuck out of his mom. Well, but his mom, he deserved it though. He was being a dickhead.
Oh bro, that theory. I remember when I first heard the theory. I was like, What kind of stupid theory is this, bro? Like, and then it was like, nah, but what did Ivankov say that crocodile impel down? It was like, I'll tell you a secret, and we still don't know what that secret was.
Yo, and remember in the live action?
And then we got that random woman, but we didn't see
random woman. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah. I'm like, oh, hold on. It's like, it's one of those theories that it hasn't been proven. Like, there's no way to prove it. But
I wouldn't be mad at it.
I wouldn't be mad either. I would laugh. Like I said, I'd laugh right now just at the thought of it. Like, it really is one of those theories where if it doesn't happen, all right, it didn't happen. It was funny that the theory was a thing. But if it ends up being true, when I tell you I'm going to be laughing for like the next 10 years of how this was a theory that everyone called out. Oh my.
And then think about it like this. Ivankov knows Crocodile. Like
somehow
they know each other.
We don't know how they know each other though. Like how?
Yeah, like how do they know each other? And then it's like Ivankov's with Dragon. Like how the hell are they like?
And then
how?
On top of that, not only did
Crocodile's not a revolutionary,
and that was the same arc that we learned Ivankov's power of turning people's genders. Like literally the same arc.
Yeah.
And Oda has this thing.
Like, I'm gonna tell you a secret. What the fuck secret could Crocodile possibly have? Not picking a woman. There's like nothing else.
Oh my god. My Twitch is tweaking. What did I come back to?
And wait, did you see that one cover story that's like a woman's secret?
And isn't Crocodile on the cover?
Crocodile on the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way that's a coincidence. That's
bro,
crazy.
It's not. Look. Like I said,
it's not a
coincidence.
coincidence.
If it turns out that this was all just a joke and Crocodile is not Luffy's mom, then bravo, Oda. You trolled us for 20 years. It is hilarious. Yeah. But if it turns out that he really is Luffy's mom this entire time,
but it's like, how will Crocodile know that Luffy isn't his son? How would he know that how would he know that that's not his child?
Probably kept.
I guess.
Probably. So here's where I want to create a timeline. Let's say I want to establish this on one thing that Dragon said during the Kuma flashback. Remember when they were outside of Luffy's village, and then Kuma said, "Yo, why don't you ever see your kid?" And he said, "You know, my a kid is a weak point. Is a weak point. Is a weakness of any man, right?"
Yeah.
And on top of the fact that Kuma had Jinny, and they was able to use Jinny as a leverage point for Kuma, Jinny and Bonnie, right? What if Dragon is speaking from experience? Let's say, all right, woman X, whoever Crocodile was before he became Crocodile, right? This just sounds weird, just having this conversation out loud.
Yeah, we gonna figure this shit out before Oda.
I'm gonna spitball this one. Let's say Dragon, on the way to becoming who he was, messed up and caught feelings with somebody, right? Mm-hmm. Got her pregnant. She didn't want to get rid of the baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
Decides to have the baby. The baby is Luffy. And by this point, Dragon is already like steadfast on this mission, right? Separates the baby from said woman, turns woman into a dude using Ivankov's power, and then just abandons him. Now, filled with testosterone and all that nonsense of being a guy, enraged with hate for Dragon, right? Crocodile becomes who he is. Down the line,
and Whitebeard for some reason.
And Whitebeard for some reason. That would have to be cooked in like down the line. I don't even know why. Yeah. We still don't even understand that.
I don't know why Crocodile don't hate Whitebeard. We still have no idea.
But I feel like that would be the only reason as to why he didn't know Luffy was his son, I guess now his son. But once he found out, don't you find it weird that once that Crocodile found out that Luffy was the son of Dragon, he was willing to help Luffy?
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, like the scene of Crocodile stopping Akainu from hurting Luffy. If you just think about who Crocodile is and who he was up to that point in the story, it does not fit his character at all.
He just started. Remember, he started saving Ace and shit.
Yeah, it's like not saying on some motherly instinct nonsense, but it's like if he put together like, oh, this is Dragon's kid, and he's roughly the same age of when I had a kid with Dragon X amount of years ago. Hang on, it may not be, but on the off chance it is, I'm gonna help keep this guy alive and act like I didn't care about him. On the off chance, I'm spitballing right now. I'm not really even thinking too deep about it, but I'm spitballing because when you really look at Crocodile's motive as to helping Luffy, it doesn't make any sense. It really.
And look, do you know how funny it is to imagine someone's like watching One Piece right for the first time, and then you're like, you get the Alabasta, and you could just like, I could just spoil your whole fucking. Like, hey, that's by the way, that's Luffy's mom.
Like that'd be crazy. That'd be so.
That's fucking hilarious. Unbelievable.
But that'd be a crazy writing direction, like psychologically, because he's been Crocodile for years.
Right.
You know what
and
I'm
it's like, why would you want to change? Why would you want to switch genders?
Yeah,
you know,
like,
why would you?
Maybe it wasn't his choice. I feel like it probably wasn't. It probably. I think, like I said, Dragon probably felt a strong connection to this woman and couldn't shake it off, like on some reverse male version of the love sickness bullshit. I don't know, and came up with the whole "they're a weakness" type shit. So all right, I'm gonna separate myself from the kid, but to make sure this never happens again, I want to erase you from existing, but I don't want to kill you, so I'm gonna make you into a man. So the woman that I love technically no longer exists, type shit.
The another thing is that big ass scar on Crocodile's face. Like maybe that has something to do with
actually the crocodile scar. I think Whitebeard did that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's funny enough. That scar is literally called the crocodile scar.
Really, the crocodile scar?
Yeah, that's why Oda called him crocodile. Like with the scar that goes across your nose and your face. It's called a crocodile scar. Look at it up, bro. It's a real thing.
Oh wow,
it's a real thing. I learned that like I think earlier this year or last year. I was kind of blown away. I was like, oh snap! Oh, look at you. I was like, I would have never guessed that.
The crocodile scar.
Yeah, man. I don't know, but that's my theory for that. Let's move on to this next segment because we've been yapping for like a good 30 minutes on nonsense at this point. Yo! I've been waiting to talk about this. For this one, I'm gonna pause the music. I'm gonna pause the music for this one. One Piece opening 28 came out this week. Dog.
This, I believe, Kami, this is the greatest One Piece opening of all time.
One Piece opening, dog. I have never played an opening this much in 1 week. I played that joint in the car, my nigga. I looked up the full track and played that joint in the car by Tuesday.
I haven't done that yet. I want to.
Oh my god, bro. It is the best opening that we've like the song, the visuals.
The visuals are so good. And the reason that I say it's the best of all time is because unlike the other two, it like references like moments from all across the whole series.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you can tell they were going for the GOAT with this one. They were going for the GOAT.
Did you watch Naruto?
I watched OG Naruto, not Shippuden.
Okay, so I want to draw a comparison. So in Shippuden, there's a stretch of I forget which episode number it is, or what opening number it is, but there's a stretch of openings that hits during the fourth Hokage, the fourth Great Ninja War. There's a stretch of openings that are just banger after banger after banger, and it almost feels like the end of the story's coming. That's what this opening felt like. It felt like that first string of like the first string of bangers. Like you might know one of the openings from Naruto, the one that that's opening 16, but it starts off like well before that. That's like towards the end of that string of bangers. That's like the biggest one, but it's like 6 or 7 like openings that are just bangers. Like I will give Naruto that. I don't want to praise Naruto on the podcast right now, but Naruto's openings, they had some really good openings. Some of them were kind of meh, but a lot of them were bangers. But this One Piece, like this one felt like a new gen banger to me. It didn't feel like a Toei directed banger. Oh, wait, sorry, opening. I mean, like it didn't feel like a Toei directed opening. Because some openings, some Toei, like you're just like, yeah, this feels like they'll get Naotoshi Shida to do some parts of it, or they'll get lots of freeze frame shots in close ups and whatnot. But with this one, it when I read that it was directed by the same person that did JJK, I was like, okay, yeah, I see it now. I was like, I see it.
Yeah, it's just like it had so many things from just like it's like the way that it referenced like whenever Dragon like allegedly people think it wasn't him. I think the whole thing with when he hit the lightning with Buggy bolt? And the lightning bolt, that was definitely Dragon. But like they referenced that
was obvious.
They referenced the what was it, the part with like Blackbeard and Luffy where it's like a pirate's dream never ends. It's just like they were just referencing. It's the thing that you're just referencing great moments, and like when you do that over and over and over again in one opening, it starts to become an homage to the series.
You're right.
As opposed to just Egghead.
Just exactly, because like they showed like flashes of Egghead moments, but they didn't. But then for the most part, most of it was like, it took me like 15 watches to realize at the end you're seeing it's Luffy waking up from his perspective when he sees the entire crew in front of him. I don't know if you noticed that it's him waking up from a nap or something. And I was just like, oh, bro, like the entire, like, it's almost like the entire opening was like him dreaming or something. And then him waking up and seeing the crew, because like, and him going through the flashbacks of things that happened throughout the series. And I'm just like, dude, like this opening, like you said, it's a homage to the entire series. And with the way it was directed, with, you know, and like my favorite part is when, you know, Shanks gets on screen and you see him putting the hat.
Like, give Luffy the hat.
Yeah, and then it flashes between Garling and then Kobe, like and then Sabo and then Dragon.
Like, oh my dude, that shit was cinema. That show
was so good, bro. Aku was popping. Aku says it was so peak. It was definitely peak.
Unbelievably good, like incredible.
Back to the previous topic. One second.
The other one,
1 second, Jake.
The one with Bonnie was more focused. You know, the last one was more focused on the Kuma flashback and the Bonnie. So it was like
which is appropriate. It was appropriate. It was all about the flashback. Right.
Sure. And another thing I said on Twitter is that this flashback, or the reason that this opening was so good, is because this part of Egghead is incredibly good too.
Oh yeah, bro. This part,
like, this section where like
this part of Egghead's about to go crazy. I don't want to get into spoiler territory, but
it focuses so much on the world. So it's like, I remember, like, I don't know if you watched the older One Piece openings, right? When it was just like there was just so much that just never happens.
Yeah.
It was like, oh yeah, the Straw Hats. Oh yeah, Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji, they about to fight the ass.
Like, oh yeah. Luffy just went gear third and punched the ship, and the ship exploded. Like, that never happened.
And fucking, what was it? In Zoe had that one opening when Luffy's about to punch Blackbeard, like Luffy's about to fight Kaido.
Bro, the Dressrosa one where Luffy was fighting Akainu.
Yeah, remember that one where they had like Shanks and Roger standing back to back to the dinner. Yeah. Like, bro, y'all motherfuckers are lying with this shit.
Man, or not, the Zoe one where they were all fighting. When they were all fighting Jack. And I was like, you mean to tell me it's gonna take 3 of them to fight Jack? I was like,
back then I was so hungry. I'm like, let's go. They're about to fight Jack.
Oh my
God. They did not fight Jack, bro. They did not do that.
The Wano one when Gear 4 Luffy was fighting Kaido. And it was actually landing blows, and I'm just like, there's no way this is gonna happen, right? I was like,
One Piece was so good for that shit, man.
They would generate hype, but now I'm like, no, they're putting legit spoilers in these openings now. I was like,
now they're fucking legit.
Like legit spoilers.
They're showing shit that actually happens. Like, they're showing characters that actually show up.
No, Wano got bad when they had those 3 openings where in the middle of the opening they would show the events of the current episode that's about to happen.
Oh my God. Whose idea was this?
I was like, y'all getting lazy, bro. Y'all getting lazy. Like, so this opening is gonna be 50% opening and 50%
the opening
spoiler.
was like fucking 6-8 minutes long because they didn't put half the episode in the middle of the opening. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh, bro.
Dude, that shit annoyed the fuck out of me. I'm not gonna lie. And why would you want to see why would you want to see so much of the episode before you watch the episode?
And it'd be the good parts of the episode too.
It don't make no sense. Like, whose idea was that?
It'd be the good parts of the episode too. Not even like some random moments.
Yeah, it'd be the best parts.
It'd be the good parts of the opening, bro. I mean, the episode. It makes no damn sense.
That kid is so much better, man. It just makes me
I'm
wish
mad
that,
the
like,
moment I look at chat, that's when Brick says he's gonna leave. I'm gonna head out later.
Oh,
you take it easy, Brick. I have not been looking at chat. Give me a second. Let me respond to some of these comments real quick, Gio. Going back to the previous topic, if Croc has a secret, I think it's got to be something so. I think it's got to be something so simple like Croc was a girl or he's in the closet or something. Wait, what? You think it's got to be, or you don't think it's got to be? Because you sound like you're disagreeing with it. Closet or something. The only other theory could be. Oh, so you are agreeing with that. The only other theory is how he got his devil fruit. How he got his devil fruit? How he got his like what he did to get it? Like kind of like how Blackbeard had to kill somebody to get his devil fruit, but that wasn't a secret. So, I mean, he probably maybe he got it. Maybe him getting his devil fruit got something to do with Whitebeard. That's the only connection I can make. But besides that, I don't know about any other secret that would fit the bill for Crocodile, honestly. But man, Oda, first of all, and Gio, I know you feel the same way. Oda has so many loose ends in the story that he's probably not going to close off. Like,
yeah, for sure, he's not gonna. Yeah, there's no way.
Like, there's too much. Like, he's
getting old. He's like almost 50, or he might be 50.
Like,
there's like a lot of shit he's going to have to just leave up to interpretation. You know, because
I don't think Sanji's going to meet Jin.
Oh, for sure.
He's not meeting Jin. Like that's not happening anymore. Like people talking about, yeah, he was in the manga. He was at Hashinosu. That doesn't mean anything, bro. Hashinosu is literally where the pirates that were bums go to, bro. The people that couldn't be captains.
Like what's homeboy's name? Johnny and Yosako. Yo, yeah, they're not coming back.
They're not coming, and that kind of bums me out because I love those two. When I was first getting into One Piece, I'm over here like, yo, I can't wait to see where these guys end up, and they disappeared. Never saw them again. Yeah. I think only
their own little small arc. Like, they're not doing Bragi. Let's not,
like they're like cover stories, aren't they? Like in a couple.
I think so. Yeah,
but that's like pre-time skip cover stories. They're not even like post-time skip. Like, oh man.
Yo, Wiper might not come back.
Let's see. I don't know. Jake said the animation is fire. Oh, wait. Let me go back. Egghead has like 3 at the moment. I like it, but Demons and Angels is way better. Which one was Demons and Angels? Was that the last one?
I don't know what the hell that is.
I don't know the I don't know the openings by the name of the song. I just know them by the number of the opening. But animation is fire. I gotta be a fake fan. I really don't think about this stuff. Honestly, bro, there's different types of One Piece fans. Like, I'm gonna say this right here. I never cared about the cover stories for a hot minute. And I was a manga reader. I didn't care about. I really did not care about the manga stories. Like it took watching. It wasn't Brago because Brago was a YouTuber at the time. There was another YouTuber before Brago. Forever World. It took Forever World. King of Lightning. He's been here for like 15 years now. It's crazy to say out loud. And a couple other content creators that read the manga. And actually went over cover stories for me to actually like pay attention to the cover stories. But there's some elements about being a One Piece fan that people aren't going to care about. Like I didn't care about, like for the most part, I don't care about watching the One Piece anime all the time because I could just go reading the manga. I could just pull up my phone and if there's a certain moment I want to experience, I read the manga first, and then if I really really want to experience it like with all my emotion, I'll go on YouTube and type in the scene and or go to Crunchyroll if it's a very nuanced scene, so to speak. Like, finding the scene of Luffy crying in the fish suit in Dressrosa in good quality is very hard because that's not a moment people really care about. Like, do you remember? That's not a moment. That's not a moment that's gonna get bangers on Twitter. So you're not gonna see a lot of moments like that. So I gotta go to Crunchyroll and look up the actual scene if I want to feel what I felt, or I can look at the moment in the manga. But like I said, there's different levels of being a fan of this stuff, man. That's just me. You know, you don't have to be a fan of every single opening or, you know, because I'm pretty sure half the people that watched the opening last week are skipping that joint next week.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm not skipping that joint. I'll get the hell out of there. I'm not, bro. I don't remember the last. I don't remember the last one. Like honestly, Toei's did a good job. They haven't dropped a bad opening since I want to say opening 19. That was the opening. That was the last opening that I felt like I felt compelled to skip.
What opening is that? Which one is that? I do remember that shit being made. I'm not gonna lie.
It was good, but then after a while, I was like, all right, skip.
I associate that opening with boring. What arc was that?
That was Zoe. That was the first arc. That was the first opening of Zoe, bro. And I was like, cause think about it. Opening 18 was a banger. Opening 18.
Remember they would have that long ass intro after the opening. I'd be like, in the world of pirates. Like, yo, get to the
Luffy and his crew set sail for the Grand Line. Like,
yeah, set sail for the new world. I'm like, why you doing this shit every episode? Then, like niggas ain't been watching already.
And then after that recap, it would be the recap of what happened the previous episode. So I'm like, so you mean to tell me? I remember watching the episode. That's one of the reasons why I went to the manga, because I was like, bro, how come they're treating me as if I don't know what I'm watching? Like I just hit.
I'm like, dude. At some point, I started to like. I think that they do shit like that for people that they assume have not watched 500 episodes already or some shit.
They have to, bro. They have to. And honestly, you notice that those things stopped because that was back when One Piece. Well, that was before the airing, before the streaming era, so to speak, where you had to catch One Piece on TV, and if you didn't catch it on TV, you had to go on some website where somebody was downloading downloading the episodes and uploading them. What was that one illegal website? Anime Freak. That was my shit.
What happened? They got shut down?
I think they got shut down for they rebranded like 4 times. I don't remember, but they used to be called Anime TV. But that's what I was using to stream watch, like to binge One Piece, because I didn't have Crunchyroll at the time. But back then, Crunchyroll wasn't really that big yet. Netflix didn't really start streaming at that big. Even before that, I mean, you're talking like maybe like even like 2008, like well before the streaming era, when everything was on TV. So whenever you wanted to watch One Piece, it would be some random episode, and you needed a recap to know exactly what was going on before the episode started. But now we're in a binging society where you could just hit play on Netflix, Crunchyroll, or whatever platform you're choosing, and episodes just play out. Unfortunately, them older episodes are still going to be played out like they were on TV, so you got to sit through them recaps. And them recaps were ridiculous. They were
long as shit, dude.
Ridiculous. Oh my goodness, dude! You know what's crazy, Gio? We've been about an hour and 40 minutes in, and we're not even halfway through this script.
Really?
No. We're just about halfway.
This was a big week for One Piece.
It was. There was a lot to talk about, but I'm also in a yapping mood. I can't explain why. It's One Piece, and
we had One Piece Day and everything like that. That's probably one of the big reasons.
When was One Piece Day? Did it happen already, or is it upcoming?
It already happened. That's when we got all the big reveals. That's when we got the One Piece live action reveals.
Okay, yeah, I was at work when it happened, so that's why I missed most of it. Like, I really hate my work schedule. I hate it so much. Hate it so much. I miss a lot of stuff. Like, I get all the good stuff like a day later.
Yeah, me too, bro. Like, whenever the trailer dropped, normally like back in the day, I'll be the first motherfucker to post it, but now I can't even be that person anymore. I'm like, man,
that's Pew now.
I don't know how y'all be. They got too much time on their hands, bro. I can't.
That's Pew now, bro.
Yeah, I can't compete with Pew, bro. I got shit to
do. Pew the goat of that, bro. I be like,
he'll be on it.
Yo, that man's. Yo, he might have changed. He might as well change his name to freaking Big News Morgans at this point, bro. Like,
honestly,
like, you know what? Hold on.
He should do that.
I'm gonna DM Pew real quick. Time out, because I know he follows me. I'm gonna DM Pew real quick. I'm gonna tell him he should change his name to Big News Morgans.
I don't see him doing that. I wish he always was that though. I think he's gonna stay where he is, because like on Twitter they're really heavy on like not letting you change your profile picture and shit.
Oh, you right.
Yeah, they're really annoying with that
they
shit.
Kind of it messes up your not the algorithm, but how people look you up and everything,
Yeah.
and the whole
Yeah,
brand,
it fucks with
the branding and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
That's why I don't change my picture. I just stay like this because I'm like, for one, Twitter wants me to. For two, is better for people to like remember who you are. You just keep your same picture, your same name. Like motherfuckers might not like me, but bitch, you ain't gonna forget.
Droopy, welcome to the chat, bro. I did not see this in the Twitter chat. I was too busy looking at the YouTube chat. You know, it's crazy. Twitter chat usually does not work, but I guess it's working today. Let me just look at the timestamps of this thing real quick. Sec. Okay. Okay. But nah, Pew be on it though. He
yeah, that you can't that motherfucker, bro.
Like after a while, I had to turn on his notifications because I was like, yeah, he be coming up with the news real quick.
Back in the day, it used to be me.
It was you back in the day. Yeah, but then you kind of tarnish your name a little bit with all the rage baits and everything. You know, it's I still can't believe it's been 10 years since. This is a random thing I'm about to say. It's been roughly 10 years since Gear 4th happened. Mm-hmm. And in my experience as a One Piece fan, that moment was bigger than Gear 5th.
What, Gear 4?
Yeah. Cause like, at least for me, cause I remember Gear 4th was at least back then was so like a taboo. Like it wasn't a like, let me fast forward a little bit. Before Gear 5th came out, we knew we were going to get it because it was hinted in Dressrosa of, the awakening and all that. You know what I'm saying? The Devil Fruit awakening is the next step. Any logical person reading would be like, okay, so when Luffy awakens his Devil Fruit, it's going to be Gear 5th. The only thing about Gear 5th that we didn't know was how it was going to look and how it would work. But we knew we were going to get it at some point. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Gear 4th was the exact opposite. Because before Gear 4th, all Luffy had was Gear 2nd and Gear 3rd, and he was just using those things and, and remember back then, Luffy was abusing Gear 2nd. My man, he was always in that mode, bro. He was like after Enies Lobby.
That's what he's doing right now with Gear 5. Like before anything.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't know why I see people are upset about Gear 5th. I don't know why people don't like that. Like, Gear 5 uses it too much. He did the same thing with Gear 2nd. What are we talking about?
Yeah, whenever he learns something new, he's just he's going to make sure you keep doing it. Yeah, that's why, bro. Complete sidetrack. But whenever he fights Blackbeard, dude, because he relies so heavily on his Devil Fruit, so I think Blackbeard's gonna really fuck him up. Like he's gonna just you can't do that against Blackbeard. He has to go base Luffy and use that hockey, boy.
Droopy says facts. Yeah, bro. Like it's just he's definitely gonna be using more hockey in that last fight because I know you tweeted this earlier, having Blackbeard be a hard counter to Gear 5th is just poetic writing on Oda's part. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's just
that's why that fruit is generational, man. That darkness fruit.
Yummy. That joint is
that motherfucker travels with the series. Doesn't matter how strong you get, bro. That shit scales with you.
That joint crazy.
It's a hard counters Devil Fruits.
But
great move to give to Blackbeard. Great ability.
But back to what I was saying about Gear 4th. Up until Dressrosa, we had no idea if Luffy was going to get another form. It was all fan speculation.
Uh-huh.
So when that chapter dropped and on that last panel of Luffy saying Gear 4th and we had to wait 2 weeks, dude,
that must have been brutal.
That was oh my
Gear 4th.
Oh my that was 10 years ago. That was roughly 10 years ago, dude. I remember throwing my phone because I was like, we're getting Gear 4th? And we had no idea, and there wasn't a hint as to what it could have been. Because think about it, the time skip had just happened. Luffy had just beat the heck out of Horty Jones and what's his face, Caesar Clown, and they looked like scrubs. So so I'm like, so Doflamingo was his first test. So I'm over here like, okay, word.
Fight, bro.
I'm like, word. All right, we're getting something actual. So when he's like, all right, I done tried Gear 2nd, I done tried Gear 3rd. Let me bring out Gear 4th. I'm like, you had this entire time?
You get that bitch in the
that joint, in my opinion, to me, as the average, as the week to week reader back then, was way more hype in the moment. Not like retrospectively. Retrospectively, Gear 5 is a bigger moment. Retrospectively, looking back. Uh-huh. But when I'm talking about in the moment, like when the chapter dropped, Gear 5 was bigger to me. Because it's like, it literally came out of nowhere. Like, there was no lore drop coming leading up behind it, like before. There was like, Oda literally just pulled it out of nowhere. Like, just dropped it.
It's funny as hell how, like, we were just saying, like, whenever Luffy unlocks an ability, he just spams it. Mm-hmm. Gear 4, he had it. He just didn't use it.
He just didn't use it.
He just didn't use it. Like, dude, this goes against your whole shit.
That's what made it crazy. Because I'm like, you mean to
yeah, he just didn't use it.
Like, post time skip Luffy, like, pre-Zoe, he had a different attitude to him, bro. Because think about it, dude came out dodging pacifista lasers and one-shotting pacifistas and taking it easy on everybody slowly, dodging the damn water bullets from Horty Jones like it's nothing, flexing his observation hockey, showing off little art, like back when the time skip happened, when Luffy was flexing his hockey. Just to flex it.
I guess he was just showing off shit that he learned.
Yeah, exactly. Just showing it off, bro.
Maybe because he has so much shit under so much shit he learned. Because he learned, because he kind of did use something new against every enemy. Like, he used Red Hawk against Hody. That was one of his new moves. And then he got more comfortable with Red Hawk because into Punk Hazard, I think he used that again, but he didn't use it to finish Caesar Clown. I think he just used it at some point because he used Elephant Gatling to defeat Caesar Clown.
Was it Gatling?
I think it was
Bazooka.
It might have been.
It was Bazooka.
It might have been.
I think it was Elephant
Bazooka. Was it Bazooka?
I think it was Elephant Bazooka because it was like a push.
Okay.
It was then again, that arc was so long ago. I got to go back and reread it or rewatch it.
It was some type of elephant though.
It was elephant something. Yeah, I just remember his hands were big. They were big and black. Like he was using some elephant joint.
Yeah.
But and the fact that it felt like Luffy was just. Like, there was nobody he couldn't beat until he ran into Doflamingo, and he's like, all right, now I could finally test this thing out that I've been holding on for a long time, and it was Gear 4th. And it just makes you realize that, he really was dealing with scrubs the entire time before Doflamingo. Like, between the times
literally.
He was dealing with, and Oda wrote that perfectly. Like, because Gear 4th
Remember, he went to Kaido, and that was when he really had
to start training again.
Yeah, he lost. He fucking lost. Or I'm sorry, we skipped Katakuri.
Oh, you're right. Well, Katakuri didn't beat him like Kaido did, though. He pushed him. He forced Luffy to remember things that he already was. He thinks that he was already taught. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what the whole. Honestly, I didn't like this part of the story because it felt like Oda was just, using the flashback as an infinite. As a bottomless pocket that he can reach into and pull anything, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, all right, yeah, during the time skip, Rayleigh said this, and Luffy's just now remembering about it. And I kind of hate when he does that, but it works for what he's trying to do. Because, Katakuri had the whole observation hockey, and he was able to see seconds into the future, and Luffy was just trying to apply that. And he was like, I think I remember hearing this somewhere, but I just wasn't paying attention. Oh yeah, Rayleigh said but I was distracted by other things. If only I paid attention more. What did he say? So like, it's cool, but this thing popped up on my screen again. It's cool, but it kind of I don't know, but honestly, it wasn't until Kaido that he realized that he had nothing left in the bag and he had to start training and lock in.
Right, yeah. I don't have to go back to the drawing board.
And it's crazy. Literally. It's crazy because. Oda, I don't know if Oda. It's funny. I used to accuse Oda of pulling shit out of his ass during Wano because reading it week to week and not taking a step back into the bigger picture will have you looking at things like in weird angles. But like, I remember when Gear 5 first happened, like a month later, it felt like an ass pull. Like it felt like Oda just needed something to. Like Oda wrote it because he was writing himself into a corner. Like, cause I remember I was one of the people that was on the fence about Gear 5 when it first came out. But then I thought about what Doflamingo said about awakening his devil fruit. It only happens when the will of the devil fruit,
like the soul and the body.
Yeah, when the body and the soul finally realign. Like it's not, like you don't. It's not something that you choose to happen. It's like it's when your body has been forced into a certain state, and the understanding of your fruit has lined up perfectly with your own like will or something like that. And up until that point in the story, Luffy had not pushed like he wasn't pushed to the brink like he was like physically until like Udon, with him having to do all that stuff with the sea prism, cuffs and everything, and having to deal with that and lift weights and really have to push his body in a way that he hasn't been pushed before. And then on top of that, going Gear 4th, fighting Kaido, and pushing his body to the absolute limit, and then getting just. Now, I don't know if him getting killed, so to speak, was a prerequisite of him unlocking the Nika form. But it's like, it's kind of like how Goku got Ultra Instinct, so to speak, how he had reached a point where, like, he was past, like, his body had just understood, you know what I'm saying? Like, he had just pushed his body to the absolute limit and broke through it. You got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I feel like. That's how I interpreted it after the fact. Because when I first read Luffy, like, Luffy got knocked out by Kaido and then suddenly he just woke up. It didn't sit right with me. I'm like, oh, he got brought to the brink of death and suddenly he's got some Goku Zenkai boost and now he's boing boing all of a sudden. Like, it didn't make any sense to me. It didn't make any sense to me at first. Like, it really didn't. I just accepted it because Gear 5th was so cool. But then it wasn't back until I went and reread some of Dressrosa. And then, like what Doflamingo said. It's not something that you choose to happen. Because, like we said, Luffy's been brought to the brink of death several times in the story. You know what I'm saying? And Gear 5th never happened. It wasn't until I'm pretty sure Udon. I'm about to go back and read Udon. I'm pretty sure Udon was a very, very, very important reason as to why Gear 5th is possible. Solely because Luffy had to train with sea prism cuffs on, and was learning Ryo at the same time. Body and soul were both being like worked at the exact same time. And it came to an end point where he couldn't take any more at the brink of death when he got knocked out by Kaido. That's when he awakened the Devil Fruit. And that kind of would go into the whole hockey thing, how he was able to do, he was just spewing hockey and all that, yada, 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 because he had to push his body past his limit. That's just how I look at it. Drew,
yes, sir, yeah, sure.
Hang on. 1 second. Where the hell did I put the notes? But there was something else you wanted to talk about, the upcoming projects.
Oh, there was the reveal of the. So they're making another. So have you heard about the like One Piece there's like the main anime, then there's like the spin-off animes that they're doing. I don't know if you saw this. They have one spin-off anime that's been going on for a while. I forgot what it's called. It was going on for probably a few episodes now. But it's funny as fuck. I don't know if you guys saw, Pew tweeted about it. They show Loki in the spin-off anime before the actual anime. I know you probably saw that.
I did see that. I did see that.
Yeah, whatever that shit is. I don't know what that anime is called, but they're making, it's like, I don't know what it is, but it's like they consistently make like One Piece references. I guess that the people are like One Piece fans. I gotta watch it actually. I don't know what it's called though. And then they have another one coming out. This was announced during One Piece Day. It's called One Piece Heroines. I don't know what this one is either, but I'm just like, yo, we got like fucking 2 different One Piece spin-off animes coming out, and then we got the One Piece from Wit. It's like, yo, what's this? And then like the live action, and then Toei is like
we got so
that shit's crazy, man. We could have potentially 5 or 6 different mediums of One Piece just like at the same exact time coming out next year, depending on when like they decide to release the One Piece from Wit. And it's just like, that's crazy, dude. Like One Piece is just oversaturating the genre right now.
It's everywhere, and to say that One Piece is not the biggest anime on the planet right now is just you're just being delusional.
Honestly, bro, you're being delusional and you're coping. Like, you're coping too.
I'm not even saying that to be a rage baiter or to gatekeep or anything like that. Like it's just fact. Like, bro, One Piece got.
It's not even rage.
Like, they got on the Vegas screen twice.
Dead ass.
Like they were the first anime to do it. They got on the Vegas screen, and then they were the first anime to do it twice. Like we got baseball games promoting straw hats and the Lakers game having
basketball,
right.
fucking it's just like, come on, dog.
But man, we talked a lot today, my boy.
This one was solid. And then the final topic was basically just, is there any like One Piece series that you like to see adapted next, like, or any like One Piece like
projects,
spin-off series? Yeah,
if we were to
like they got the Ace manga, they got the Law manga, the Zoro manga, or like the like little side project.
Love more projects of Ryuma. I need more Ryuma.
Oh, they had the there was the Ryuma side.
I need more Ryuma because when the 300 thing or the
300 Mercies,
the 300 Mercies thing that was on Netflix, I was like, I need more of this. I like, and like the thing.
I thought it was gonna be a whole fucking series.
Yeah, it was just one joint. Yeah, I was like, I need more of this. Like I remember watching it and I was like, bro, this is set in the One Piece world. And I'm like, yo, like, and the thing is, if I remember correctly, Oda wrote the story for that before he made One Piece.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's one of his oldest projects. Like, if One Piece were to end like today, I wouldn't be surprised if Oda were to go and start fleshing that out just to satisfy his own, like, fulfillment. You know what I'm saying? And I would be there for it because Ryuma, when I didn't really care about him during Thriller Bark. Even after Zoro fought him, I didn't really care about him. But it wasn't until Wano when it revealed that him and Zoro had some type of like bloodline where I was like,
Right, this Shimatsuki shit.
Yeah, I was like, he might be more interesting than
allegedly. I don't know what Oda still hasn't fully fleshed that out yet.
SBS, I mean, it kind of pissed me off with SBS nonsense, bro.
That shit was annoying.
I'll read them, bro.
Zoro.
You gonna give Sanji a whole flashback and a half. Man, Zoro just gets to SBS.
He did the same thing the kid though. I just think maybe he just figured that he wouldn't. That's true. Yeah.
Zoro's been around since chapter 3.
Maybe he just didn't have any time to do it in Wano, or he just figured he wouldn't be able to get to it in the actual story. So, because like, think about it, how would you implement all that in the story? Like, you probably have to give Zoro a full-on flashback, just to get that across. And I don't know. Maybe he's like, but at the same time, I don't know. Wano was such a weird arc because it's like, oh, I'm not gonna give Zoro a whole flashback to flesh out his family, but I'm gonna keep giving fucking Hamlet panels. Who's the other guy that Oda kept giving full-on panels to? Hamlet, and who was the other one?
You talking about for cover stories?
No. It was these two Smile users that Oda kept giving like fucking full-page spreads to. That was pissing me off.
Was it the giraffe?
Hamlet.
Dude? Was that the giraffe?
And the giraffe.
The giraffe dude, bro.
Yeah,
that joint was pissing me off, bro.
Like, why these guys getting these full on panels? He was getting
whole pages, bro. They was getting whole pages, bro. with the intro box and everything. With the intro,
Oda thought he was being funny.
Like, bro, I know you're trolling right now, dog.
That shit ain't funny, bro. You cannot be doing that and then giving Zoro family in a fucking SBS.
I know it was supposed to be a gag because I know they got interrupted while they're introducing themselves, but I was like, I was like, Oda, this drawing looks detailed. You sat down and took your time to draw this joint for a gag. I was like,
your time to draw that shit, but you can't draw a kid using Conqueror's hockey. You can't draw a kid using base hockey. Come on, dog.
It's not slander. I love Oda, but it's one of those things that irritates me sometimes.
Me too, dog. That shit. Oh my god, who was it? Hamlet and Fortrix. That was it. Fortrix. Giving these niggas full on panels, dog.
Oh man, but I think now is a good.
That reminds me what you were saying before when you were talking about wasting panel time. Remember on the TL, we were saying if Luffy and Shanks were to fight,
I feel like I would love to see a Shanks and Luffy fight, but I feel like that'd be a waste of panel time if it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, Luffy do a fight. Like, what are they fighting for? Like, it got to be something legit. And I remember somebody said,
"This is just a situation where they're just like doing like a friendly clash, like similar to like Whitebeard and Roger in Odin's flashback,
then
where it's like
that'd be cool."
I think that's what people happen. Like,
so when people say fight, I'm thinking like they're fighting.
Like just like a dead on.
Yeah, like
like
they're
just like
fighting. Yeah, like if it's a clash, cool. I'll take the clash. That's dope. That'd be dope. If they do like a advanced Conquerors hockey clash or whatever or something, that'd be dope. I'll take it.
Mhm.
You know, but if they're fighting and they're actually going pages and pages fighting, you know, and they're going blow for blow, and then
Oh, yeah,
go
yeah,
anywhere,
nah.
like, yeah, it'd be a waste of panel because you know all that's gonna do. All that's gonna do is feed the power basic, the freaking power scaling community, and I do not
That's
need
why
that.
Oda doesn't do 4-page fights no more. This is just like a Luffy 1v1.
Right.
Doesn't do those
And even
anymore.
then, he cuts away from him a lot.
Yeah, like with like Kaido and shit, or like Luffy versus Kaido. But that fight was fucking long as hell.
But I think now's a good stopping point. I think we covered most of the topics today. I still got to set up the guest speaker slot so we can get people in here, so we're not yapping
Hell yeah.
as much. Anyone wants to be a guest speaker, they're gonna have to DM me on Twitter, and I will give them information on how that could be a thing, and all that. Thank you to everybody that pulled up to watch the stream. If you're watching on Twitter, YouTube, or Twitch, either one, whichever platform you decided, appreciate you. You have not been, well, I won't say you weren't ignored. I didn't get to look at chat as much today. We were talking so much. I'm gonna be so real with you. Another reason why we need a guest speaker so I can look at chat and kind of moderate at the same time. But shout out to everybody. I'm gonna list some names of people that were in the chat. Droopy from Twitter, appreciate you. Midnight from YouTube. We got Jake from Twitch. Mute Defense, you came a little late, also from Twitch.
Yo, I know Mute Defense. I know him. I be seeing him a lot.
I see Mute Defense. Mutant Defense. I say
Mute.
I say Mute Defense. Mute Defense from Twitch. We got Brick was here from YouTube. Akumala was here from Twitch. Didn't really get to say much of them. Sorry about that. And we had off Spider Joker from Twitch as well. Thank you everybody that stopped by to take a listen. You would listen to the One Piece Community Hub podcast episode 2. We'll be here again next week, Friday. The what day is next week? That is the 22nd. Same time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. Anything you want to say, Kami? Wow, I am so smacked right now. Kami. Anything you want to say, Gio?
Thank you guys so much for listening. We're going to be back here same time next week. I don't think next week's going to be as exciting as this week was because of like the One Piece Day thing. So we got like a lot of additional reveals, like special reveals, I guess, for like just like for this week and stuff. So I guess I'm not really sure what's going to be happening next week. I don't know if we're going to get a chapter or episode or what.
We don't get a chapter.
Whatever happens.
Well, honestly, I think next week since we're on break next week, aren't we?
For the manga?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
If we're on break, we could actually do a deeper dive of 1157 because we didn't do too much of diving into that.
Yeah, facts.
Definitely, because we just kind of stuck on the whole thing about rocks and him being the Pirate King. But I think there's a lot we could dive into that next week. And the episode. We didn't even talk about the episode. I made it about the opening. I didn't really talk about the actual episode, but we could definitely get into those things. But like you said, there was just so much going on this week. We did not. Right. Yeah, there was just so much that happened this week. It was really impossible to cover.
There was.
But once again, everybody, thank you for watching. I think we had a peak of 4 viewers on Twitch, but like I think 400 or 500 on Twitter.
I think Twitter's at like 600 or 700.
I stopped looking at Twitter a while ago. Oh my goodness, it's damn near at 800.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I stopped looking at Twitter for a minute.
Oh well. I'll tell you after the stream. I got a little suggestion.
But that is it for today. We will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
See ya. Oh, the visual still going?